Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on CSS width, height and max width property, and right now we'll be specifically talking about the CSS width inherit value. So quickly, let's get back to our code, and this is our document. In our previous slide, this is what we got. So right here now we are trying to specify another value inside our width. So I'm going to be using our body elements and also the other elements we are having inside our body element. We are having 1, 2, and this div element also we having it. So quickly, I'm going to specify some value right here. I'm going to leave this one at auto. When I give this one auto, and I'm going to let me give this one 700 or let me give it percent. Yes, 700%. No, 70. Reload. When I give it 70%, as you can see, this is having 70%. So our body element is having 70%. So when we specify inherit right here, we are telling this fit set element that is having this one. This is the fit set element. This one is the one that is having the class of 1, right? The fit set element that is having class of this one value, we are telling to inherit this 70% from it and place the 70% right here. That's what we are telling it. Now let's reload our door. As you can see, this one is having 70% right now. As you can see, this width, the width of this one now is now having 70%. For you to confirm it very well, this first element right here you are seeing right is having 70%. For you to confirm it, I'm going to be giving you another way you can understand it deeply. So now let's give this one 70% by writing it. Let's save it. You will see that there won't be any changes there. Let's reload. Can you see? When we reload, do you see any changes? No any changes at all. So definitely when we give it inherit, it will inherit 70% from it. And let's save it again. Can you see? No any changes. But when we give it anything lesser than or higher than, you will see the changes. Let's give it anything higher than. Let's give it 100%. Let's give it 100%. Yes, 100%. You are going to see changes. Can you see? As you can see, even let's give it 120%. Can you see? It's having 120%. But let's say for instance now we decrease it to firstly let's change the border. I don't the border is not showing clearly, so you can see. I'm going to give it green. I want green right now, and I want the pixel to be like 7 pixel, so it can come up a bit, so we can be able to see it clearly. Solid, sorry, solid or tiny. As you can see the way it is right here. So now let's continue our discussion like this one. Now if we give it 70 pixels, so if we give it inherit, it will inherit 70% from this body element. Let's save our document and reload. Can you see? Now it is having 70%. It inherits the 70% from this big body array, which is the body element that is having this. So the thing we are going to do right now is that let's say we specify the 70% by hand manually. Now let's reload. Can you see the same thing? Nothing happens. When we decrease our document or we increase it, we are going to see changes. Let's give it 50%. Let's reload. Can you see? Now we are able to see changes. And when we increase it also beyond 70, let's say for example we give it 90, we are going to see changes because we are not inheriting it. But when we give it inherit, it's going to inherit it. Let's reload. As you can see, it inherit from it. So and now when we give it 70%, you are going to see that it really did the job. Just to confirm if it did the job. Can you see when I reload? Nothing occurs. So that's how you should know that when you specify inherit, it will inherit from its parent element. So for instance, now this one now also, if just imagine this one also is also a parent element of all these elements right here, so we can inherit the width also from this. So let's say for instance we select the h1 tag. When we select the h1, let's give h1 tag, the h1 tag that is inside our what, let's select, firstly let's select fit set, the one that is having, and the fit set that is having one h1, let's give it border 2 peso. So right, let's see if we are able to target it reasonably. As you can see, I'm able to target this thing. So I want to increase it a bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's give it 20 peso. So you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, this one right here. So let's now say we want to inherit the size of this border from this parent element, which is the green element there. So how can we do that? We are going to, sorry for writing all this, because I've teach you guys, I've shown you guys how you can do all this in our previous tutorial. You can check our previous tutorial where I discussed about the CSS selector. So don't think I'm performing any magic right here. What I actually did right here is that I select my fit set element, which is this one, and I'm selecting the class also, which is this one. This is the class one, and I'm now saying everything inside this element that is having this, I'm specifically selecting this fit set that is having one class, and I'm selecting the h1 element which is inside of it, because I'm having multiple fit set elements. As you can see, this one is having class of 2. So let's now say for instance now is this 2 I want to select. So I'm going to change this to 2. Let me show you so that you don't think I'm performing magic. I've did this in our previous tutorial. I've explained it in thorough ways. Can you see? I'm selecting this second one now. Let me bring back to the top so you can see. Can you see? I'm selecting the top one now, so you can practice it. So, and also let's continue our discussion. Now let's inherit the width quickly. I want to inherit the width. I will write width right here. When I write the width right here, when I press inherit, it's going to inherit the width that we specify right here, which is this 70%. So let's reload our document. Can you see? Now it's having 70%, because the class we have give the class of 70% right here, which is this one right here. So, and this h1 is inside this preset that is having the class of 1, right? That's why the inherit is working with it. Let's say for instance we give it 70% now. I'm going to see, you won't see any changes. Let's reload. Can you see? No any changes. But when we try to reload, when we try to give it anything that is beyond 70, let's give it 90, you're going to see changes. Can you see? When we give it anything below, you're still going to see changes. Let's give it 50. Can you see? So please practice all this. If you don't know how I got all to this point, this is so sensitive. So I will want you guys to please watch our previous tutorial on CSS selectors, and also you can watch our playlist on CSS selector, and also watch our playlist on CSS border playlist, CSS margin playlist, CSS padding playlist, CSS up to CSS width and height playlist, width and height and max width playlist, so you can be able to understand all this I'm talking about. This is so sensitive. I don't want this tutorial to get too long. Anwar Akorede Ayofe is my name once again. I wish to see you guys next time to our next tutorial. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Peace and love.